everybody, welcome. This is Daniel Garza, and this is another episode of Put It Together. I'd like to start as usual thanking my producer, Mr. Kevin Morris, for all his help and support. Thank you, sir. Inviting everybody to check us out at abnormalentertainment.com, where you can find all the shows on the network. Please visit our page on Facebook at Put It Together Podcast, where you can find all the shows I've done, along with the music intros that I play on the shows. So go check those out. Please follow me at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Little Mexican, LILMESICAN, for all the updates and everything that we're working on the Abnormal Entertainment side and on the Little Mexican production side. Today, I want to get started. I have a special guest. John Sotter is here in my living room. Welcome to the couch.
Thank you, sir.
I liked him when you walked in because you have my favorite color on your shirt. I was like, yeah. So if you can't see him, he is not the lamps. He's the guy sitting on the couch. How you doing, John?
Pretty well.
Good. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
On a chilly Orange County morning.
Ooh, cold.
It's funny because I lived in Texas growing up, and I just moved here 9 years ago, and I'm used to cold weather. I mean, I'm used to like zeros, and now anything below 50, I'm like, the world's coming to an end. This is it.
Right.
But you were telling me that you were deciding between turning on your heater or not last night.
Yeah, I don't do it.
Why not?
Well, it's $130 if I turn it on from when I get home from work to when I go to bed, a few hours later or whatever. And if I run it all night, then, then we can get up to like $300 or something.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's just a wall heater. It's electric and all that sort of
thing.
Oh,
okay. Got it.
So I got the electric blanket and I just stand on the blanket and then just don't roll over because then your pillow's like ice cold.
I forgot what I was going to say now because I went off my script. I found you because I was going through the Kalama Brothers pages, and I stopped to look at your videos. You do what you call
late night kitchen sessions.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. I for a lot of years I was playing in bars and clubs and touring around a little bit and going to different countries and playing in bars and stuff like that, and there came a time when I got kind of burned out on the whole promotion and playing for 3 hours in a bar for $150, and so I kind of put the guitar down for a little bit, and then but I love to play music. It's therapy for me, and and so I don't know. Everyone's got a camera nowadays, so one day I just kind of set it up on my kitchen counter and recorded a song. I think I was probably recording it for a girlfriend at the time or something like that, and and then the next thing you know, I was just kind of doing it every 4 or 5 days or something like that, just recording a song or something.
That's pretty awesome. And you're right. I mean, because I started this show with my camera and just kind of like, boop, there it is. I guess that's the benefit of modern technology. We can just connect with people, and you never know who you're going to meet or who's going to meet you, I guess. For those of you listening or watching, you can go to our Facebook page, Put It Together, and you'll find some of the videos that I found of John in his kitchen late night sessions. So you can check this out, become a fan, like his page. Well, let's get started, because this is about you and your story. Tell us how you put it together.
Oh boy, where does one start? I don't know. I guess I went to school down in UC San Diego, and after I started playing guitar at college, and I wanted to go play a couple of coffee shops, and my guitar at the time didn't have a pickup, so I couldn't plug it into the PA. And so we went to a music store in Mission Viejo, my father and I, and it was about $80 for a pickup, and so I went to go pull out my credit card, and my dad said, "No, I'm going to get this for you." And I said, "Wow, well, cool." And as we're walking out of the store, he says, "John, I just want to let you know that this $80 is in lieu of your fifth year in college, you will get through college in 4 years. And I was like, oh, okay. That's a pretty expensive pickup right there, but okay. And so, I took a whole bunch of classes and hurried up and got out of college in 4 years. And they gave me a piece of paper, and I was like, oh, wow. I got a piece of paper. And, at that point I was frightened to enter the real world, put on a suit and go do a bunch of interviews or whatever. And there was a girl walking down the street that I had always had a kind of a crush on, and she said, "What are you going to do when you graduate?" And I said, "I have no idea." And she said, "You know what? You should travel the world." And I was like, "If you say so." And so, and so I did. I packed up my guitar and I went to Africa and Europe, and then came back. I was a lifeguard during the summer in San Clemente, and I was just saving up all my money, selling off all my baseball cards, anything I could get my hands on, and I took a trip around the world. Went to Indonesia and Fiji and Thailand and India and all over the place, and so most years I would come back and lifeguard for 4 or 5 months and save up every penny I could, and then spend the rest of the winter traveling to mainly third world countries where my money could go far. I mean, I wasn't coming up with a lot of money. I'd basically come up with about $3,000 after a lifeguarding season, and buy the cheapest plane ticket I could get, and just pack a tent and a guitar and a mask and snorkel and fins, and just go sit on beaches and write music and snorkel and body surf and whatever was free.
Wow.
And so yeah, the plan was write some songs that will save the world and make me a multimillionaire. Still working on
it. I'm writing that one down. Save the world and make a multimillionaire. Now, how old were you at that time?
Well, I graduated college at 22.
Okay. And how long were you on your worldwide tour?
Gosh, I kind of stopped doing, well, I still like to go to Thailand for a month, but I was very, very much spending, 6, 7, 8, 9 months on the road up until maybe I was 35 or something like that. It was a lot of years. Yeah, I was pretty determined.
There's always a lesson in traveling to other countries and seeing the way other people live, because we have a very narrow-minded view of the world in the States sometimes.
Orange County in particular.
What did you learn about other people?
Ooh, I guess that we're all really the same, we all have the same hopes and dreams and desires, and some people are Buddhists and some are Hindus and some are Catholics and some are Muslims and all that sort of thing, and so that somewhat affects your life. But we're all the same. We all have the same desires and goals and dreams and wishes, and we all want to live a wonderful, beautiful, loving life.
Yeah. What did you learn about you in all those travels?
Oh gosh, too many things to list, I guess. Number one being, I guess I'm a bit of a dreamer. I don't know. Growing up in Orange County, I was pretty much raised to, buy a big house and drive a fancy car and all that sort of thing. And I suppose, the music was going to provide all those things for me, but in a way that I win, because I'm doing what I love, and it's really not considered work, and yet I'm, I got this big mansion overlooking 10th Street in Laguna or whatever.
Right.
But I guess, over the years, I learned a ton of different things from all the different people that I would hang out with, because I wasn't, my traveling wasn't, going from one museum to the next and, going to see the Arc de Triomphe and the Eiffel Tower and all that sort of thing. I was really sitting on beaches, hanging out with locals, hanging out with travelers from, Europe and Australia and New Zealand and stuff like that, people that were doing the same sort of thing, where they were just kind of just trying to enjoy themselves in a different place and learn. And so, a lot of philosophical conversations and stuff happened, and so I spent a lot of time chatting with locals about life and stuff like that. I almost got obnoxious about it, where I'd walk up to a table full of a German, a Swede, and an Australian, and they'd be talking about sports or something like that, and I'd say, "Hey, what's the meaning of life? Hey, bring another round of drinks over here. We're going to talk about the meaning of life."
Oh wow! Thing, so. You were really on a mission to change the world.
Well, sort of.
Yeah. Looking back on that guy, 22, 30 years old, do you think there's something that you said to somebody or something you did somewhere that possibly rippled through all these years, has made a change?
For sure, because we all are creating reality at all times. Every drop of water that goes into a bucket affects the entire bucket. So everything that at every moment we are creating reality, and everything that we do ripples really throughout the entire world and the universe.
Yeah, because I always wonder. I'm 47 now, and I started getting into my own head and just being out there when I was about 10, and I always wonder, like, somebody I've talked to or something I said, has it made any difference? And once in a while I'll connect with somebody on Facebook, and they'll be like, "I remember you when you were like 15. I'm like, "Oh my God, I don't remember me when I was 15.
Right, what was I like?
Yeah. Is there any, looking back at 22-year-old John, who's just leaving college and heading for the world, is there any piece of advice that you would give him now?
I don't know. Stay focused on your goals, I guess. I don't know. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Traveling around the world, despite the fact that I wasn't going from museum to tourist spot, and I wasn't doing the tours and all that sort of thing because I didn't have the money for it. But still, you get involved in conversations and snorkeling and doing yoga and all this sort of thing. And I suppose if I had perhaps focused more on writing songs, then I would have produced a lot more songs. Because you get busy in playing other people's songs, because whenever you play in front of people, they want to hear something familiar. So you end up learning, everybody else's songs, things that are popular on the radio, and songs that you enjoy, and and you end up getting in conversations with people from all around the world and stuff like that, when you should be in your room writing songs, because that's what you're there for.
That was the mission, John. What happened?
That was the mission. Damn, what are you doing talking about the meaning of life and drinking beer?
But it has to be difficult to travel to like beautiful locations and where lots of people want to hang out, and you're young, and I mean, who sees the world through the walls in their bedroom? Like, you want to get out and adventure. I'm sure there's no regrets from everything you've done.
No regrets. One of my quotes that I've said 1,000 times now is, I would mainly travel by myself, because I did travel with friends, and I traveled with a girlfriend and things like that, but I would normally try and travel by myself, so that I would just be working on music, and not entertaining my friend and doing this and doing that and going here and going there, and I what I've often said is, it's very difficult to travel alone, because everywhere you go, you meet really cool people from all around the world, and then you're not alone anymore.
Right. Yeah.
So everywhere you go, I'm just like, okay, I'm going to check into this hotel on this beach, and I'm just going to sit here, and I'm going to write 20 songs. And the next thing you know, you go to eat breakfast, and someone from New Zealand says, "Hey, how you doing, mate?" And the next thing you know, you're in a 2-hour conversation.
Yeah, especially because I've started traveling for business a couple of years ago, and I usually go alone. And if you go, I'm like you, I like the local places. So I always ask the hotel people, like, where do you go for breakfast? Like, not where you send people.
Right.
Where do you go? And they're like, well, there's Maria's Tacos around the corner. I'm like, that's where I'm going. You walk in alone, and they're like, "Are you by yourself?" Yeah. And all of a sudden, everybody wants to talk to you. When all I want to do is pull out my laptop and do some work, and you're like,
Right.
"Okay, I'll have another taco." Like, all right, like they can force me. But yeah, it's not as lonely traveling alone as people think it is.
Yeah, no. Yeah. No, yeah, you can, I mean, you can pull out your book or your laptop and sort of put up a wall there or whatever, but I mean, especially when I was back, when I was 22, 23, you know, we didn't have necessarily iPads and
Yeah.
phones and all that sort of thing. So you sat down at the table and you just kind of looked around, and then you ended up talking to somebody. You know, I mean, it was weird. We like talked to people back then. You know,
What a
like,
concept.
whereas now you go to Thailand and everyone's just like uploading their day onto Facebook, and everyone's in the bar just on their phone. You know.
Do you still travel overseas?
I guess it's been I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years since I went to Thailand for maybe 5-6 weeks or something. Yeah.
That has to be amazing. But yeah, I always cracks me up when I see videos online that behind them there are these huts, the dirt ground, but they all have a cell phone. And I'm like, wow, that's what a concept. Like to not know what running water is, but you have a cell phone.
Right.
Yeah, that's
And you got a Facebook account.
That's modern life.
Tindering.
So once you were done traveling and you came back to the States, first of all, I'm thinking, was there like a little bit of culture shock coming back to Orange County after traveling the world?
Well, my longest trip was about 16 months, and that was kind of I did a lap of the world, and yeah, there was a little bit of culture shock coming back, yeah, because that was a long time, but a lot of my trips were just, 6, 7, 8 months or something like that. So yeah, you don't get too far out there in 6, 7, 8 months. I don't know. I always say, it takes a month for you to actually feel like you've left home. I mean, these 2-week vacations, it's like, you get off the plane and you unpack your bags, and next thing you know, you're packing them back up, and it's like, wow, that was my vacation. Wow, geez. So I usually think it takes a month for you to actually settle down and pick up the guitar and get to work.
So once you came back and basically came back to, I don't know, it's hard for me to see you came back to the real world because you were out in the real world. You were out there living what most of us only can imagine. So once you grounded yourself back here, still going for the music, had to get a real job. What happened?
Yeah, a real
job. Like
I think I moved onto a sailboat. I got a sailboat,
nice.
And I started living on my sailboat, and then I got myself a little recording studio, and started recording albums, and I have a sister that lives up in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and so I'd kind of get gigs going up to her place, and then gigs coming back. So I'd go up and play in Truckee and places in Utah and all around the ski resorts in Colorado and stuff like that, and recording music, and then playing around here at the Coach House, and a place used to be called the Rib Trader, and I just played all around up and was trying to make a living doing it, and I did make a living doing it for a while, but that's what sort of burned me out, because it then became the music business and not just sitting on a beach playing a song I love that I wrote. It became about promotion and building a website, and begging all these alcoholic bar managers to book me on a Tuesday or Wednesday night or a Saturday night, and became kind of a business where I'm sitting there playing for 3 hours, and it was like, wow, I don't want to play for 3 hours tonight, but I have to because I got to pay rent, or my slip fees or whatever on my boat, and so it sort of eventually became a job because I was doing nothing else. But slowly, my dad had a business where he wrote a book called Stop, Slip, and Fall Accidents, and he became one of the world's experts in slip resistance testing of floors, and making floors not slippery through various means. And so he it was just him, so he needed help here and there. So I started working for him when he needed help for a little extra cash. And then slowly but surely, when shortly after hitting 40, I decided I'm not going to be Justin Bieber, and I might not be getting that mansion overlooking 10th Street Laguna, and so maybe I should start working full time for my dad. And so the last several years has been building that company up and making it so that we're both very busy all the time, and so I'm doing that so much I don't really have time to do all the promotion and booking and playing for 3 hours in bars and all that sort of thing. So my kitchen sessions is just kind of a way to keep playing music without all the work of being in the music business.
I think people don't really realize how much it goes behind having a big music career, and people don't get discovered overnight. There's a lot of track that goes behind it.
Right. Yeah, that's what the new artist of the year or whatever they the Grammy artist of the new artist of the year or whatever they always say. New artist. I've been at this for 20 years. What are you talking about?
But do you ever lose the bug? I guess not, right? Because you're doing your late night sessions.
Yeah, no, I did put the guitar down for a couple of years after I did my last gig, and I put the guitar down and it sat in the corner for about 2 years and just collected dust, and that slowly made me insane, because it's therapy for me. It's I love to do it. It brings a smile on my face. It's like a meditation, and it helps keep me sane.
I was gonna say, because I love my phone with my camera, and I love interviewing people, and it gets me out of my own head, because I can talk myself into a lot of nonsense. And
can't we all?
Yeah. So, but interviewing other people and being invested in other people keeps me normal. Did you suffer any anxiety, depression, anything like that when you weren't playing?
I suppose I was, and I didn't really realize it, until I started playing again. Then I realized that I was a bit of a mess for those 2 or 3 years when I just didn't pick up the guitar at all. I was just kind of chicken with his head cut off, running around, and yeah.
Yeah. How did you manage to not go totally insane, crazy?
Sex? I don't know.
Sex. Hey, you know what? It keeps your hands full. Keeps you in one place for at least
like the
5
best thing you
minutes.
can do. I mean, it's even better than playing the guitar, really. I can't believe people are so against it. But yeah, I don't know. I was working a lot, and I guess body surfing and.
Which is not sex. It's a total different sport.
Yes,
okay.
Near as fun
It's
as
not
sex,
code for sex.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I was just busy, building this company up, because it really was just a one-man company, just my father, and so I needed to build the company up so that I could work full-time, and my father's going on 80 years old. I think he's going to be 80 this year, so he just kind of likes to sit in his office and answer the phone and do some stuff on the computer. He's like, John, how do you do? What's wrong with my computer? Oh, you gotta turn it on, Dad. Oh, yeah. But it's not that bad. I basically took the company and made it into something that would keep me very busy and make me some money, and keep him busy too.
So let's talk music now. We're hitting the half-hour point. So let's,
oh my goodness!
I know, right? See, I told you this goes fast. I'm fast. I'm quick.
I didn't know I could talk this much.
People don't know that. I just go in there and attack. Who were? Let me ask. How old you are?
48 years old.
Okay, so we're in the same age range. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we're both children of the 70s and 80s, and who were your inspiration music-wise growing up?
There was a ton of them. When I got into college, the Grateful Dead was pounded into me by the friends that I made in college, and so that was a huge influence on me wanting to become an artist. But when I was growing up, I was listening to everything, from Dramarama to the Sex Pistols to Eddie Money and whatever was on the radio, that sort of thing.
Did you have a range from country to rock, or did you stay in the genre?
I don't think I ever listened to much country. It was pretty much KROQ was my go-to, so it was I guess you'd call it pop rock back then. I don't think they call it classic rock now, but I don't know.
Yeah, because we're older. Yeah, it's classic now.
It's classic. We're old.
Yeah, I panic when people from songs from the '90s are classics now. I'm like, wait a minute, I was in my 20s in the '90s. What are you talking about? For people that don't know, because I've only been in California 9 years. What was the station you just mentioned?
KROQ, Los Angeles. Richard Blade was one of the DJs there, and they just played whatever was cool. The Smiths, and the Smiths was a big influence on me, in my early teen years, and it was just kind of top 40 type of thing back then, which was cool back then. I don't know about top 40 these days. I'm old, so I got the kids these days.
What do they know about music? I literally listen to and that's totally kids. I once in a while I'll listen to a top 40 station, and they all especially the girls, they all sound the same to me. There's no.
They got this vocal tone and these ways of saying words, and it's like, oh wow, you guys are all doing the same thing. I'll watch Saturday Night Live, and I'm just studying them. I'm like, well, okay, the drummer is definitely not playing the drums. The guitar player just missed that note, so he's not playing the guitar. Is she really singing? I don't know, because you can't hear her breathing when she's doing these dance moves and gyrations and stuff like that. And so I don't think so.
Yeah.
So we're just watching a dance routine right now.
Basically, yeah. And I feel a lot of love with listening to Saturday Night Live artists after Simpson. I forget her first name.
Jessica
Simpson.
Or
the sister.
The sister.
Yeah, when she messed up, they played the wrong song, and I was like, oh God, Saturday Night Live. I thought it was a skit. that we were doing. I was like, oh no, this is real. Yeah, I was like, the old classic dance. Don't we all just love that dance? So I guess, can we hear some of your early stuff, something that you
early?
Do you remember some of your first creations?
You want to play a song? I think this is what you're hinting towards.
Not obvious enough.
This is something I wrote. I don't know. It's starting to all blend together, but
what's the name?
This is called Sam I Am, and it's kind of a crazy song, a little bit. No, Sam I am. No, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. I will not try them, I say. Do not like it. Go away. Ignorance and fear, they're one and the same here. Don't be afraid of green eggs and ham. Be more like Sam I am. Don't fear green eggs and ham. But would you eat them in a house? Could you with a mouse? Would you eat them on a boat? Man, it's a very nice house on a one-way street, leads to a cul-de-sac, and all the cars just sort of pile up there at the end of the road. No one seems to care. Sam I am. Don't fear green eggs City. Be more like Sam I am.
Awesome. Oh, that's pretty cool.
I thought about that song this morning. I've been having a lot of debates on Facebook, all in good fun, about this gun thing that's going on, this gun problem that we apparently don't have. But it made me think about that song because it seems like fear is a big motivator in people's lives, and obviously you got to be afraid of something to go and buy a gun and put it under your pillow or something.
Yeah. When your fear for the outside is bigger than what's in your house, I'm afraid of guns. So yeah. I like guns, but I'm still afraid of them. So
I think I grew up without them in the house, so I think that's a big determining factor. I mean, if your dad has guns, then it's kind of like if your dad's a Christian, then you're going to be a Christian, so to speak. I mean, it's way more likely, but guns, I don't know. I'm 6'3", and I've always been kind of hairy and stuff, so I think that helps me not need a gun because people don't really mess with me.
Yes, you're a lot taller than I expected when I opened the door for you. I was like, oh, okay, I'm just a little Mexican. Don't hurt me.
Right.
So that's from your album, Ignorance and Fear, which is
Ignorance
interesting.
and Fear album, yes.
So you want to show them on camera what your album looks like?
Ooh, yes. Yeah, this is as a musician in the these days, you have to learn how to do Photoshop and make your own album covers and stuff like that. I guess unless you have a...
Which one was your first?
My first one, I do not have with me.
Oh, okay.
It was On the Water, but I think, Ignorance and Fear, and then I came up with the Alone album when I was particularly hairy, and then this last one I recorded up on Ortega Highway back when there was water in the waterfall.
Cool. And for everybody watching or listening, we'll put links to his albums on our Facebook page so you can find them. But just so you know, Sam I Am is on his Ignorance and Fear album. It's number 1, which there's a very...
the title track.
There's a very sexy photo of you inside.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. just the man, the table, and his guitar. Is that a table? No, that's not a table. It's I don't know what that's next to you.
That's a photo from Australia, actually.
Is that from Australia? Okay. Oh, there's fins. These are water fins.
Yeah.
Water fins and his guitar.
That's traveling around the world. I had a guitar, so I do like to surf as well, but I couldn't carry a backpack, a guitar, and a surfboard because then I'm just
that would be kind of weird.
Much,
People frown on that sometimes.
I already had the guitar, so I found that traveling around with a pair of fins and a mask and snorkel, you can. I mean, if you're on the beach, you can entertain yourself in any way, shape, or form. It's you can go snorkeling, you can go body surfing. Well, you're entertained for free.
What are the biggest, motivators, or what's the muse to your music?
Back once again, we're gonna have to go back to sex.
Okay.
I'm kidding, but I'm not.
Well, I've always thought of the guitar as a very sensual instrument. There's, first of all, you put it on your lap for beginners, and then you have to string it and massage it just the right way to get it to do what you want it to do.
Right.
I don't know what else, and then I don't know, that's as far as I go before my mind completely,
you're tangenting.
Before I start stuttering and getting red.
I don't know. I started singing in a band actually senior year in high school, and I felt funny standing up there with a microphone in my hand. I'm not like a dancer or anything like that, so I just kind of felt funny, and so I figured I'll learn how to play guitar, and then I won't feel so funny. I'll have something in my hand so before I'm singing because I like to sing. So I guess I did some acting when I was in junior high school, but then in high school, I didn't want the stigma attached with being in drama.
Oh.
So, I kind of gave up the arts in high school and became a water polo player and a swimmer and a baseball player. And then towards my senior year in high school, actually, a friend of mine in typing class said, "Hey, John, me and my buddies are starting a band and we want you to be the singer." And I was like, "What? Why me?" And they was like, "Oh, I don't know. You're cool. You can do it, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess I like to sing the Smiths in the shower, so I guess I can sing. I don't know. I don't." And so, boom, we made a band, and then I was back into the arts, and I really have always enjoyed performing and being artistic.
Is that how you discovered that you could actually sing?
Yeah. Well, I guess I did do I was the boyfriend in the musical The Boyfriend in junior high school. So I did do a bit of singing in that. But that scared the hell out of me. I was 13 years old singing, and I hadn't had any singing lessons or anything like that. So still haven't taken any singing lessons. But it's kind of like eventually I realized that, playing the guitar, playing the harmonica, and singing all at the same time is a form of meditation. It keeps me calm, keeps me sane.
Isn't that weird?
Allows me to contemplate things outside of, the gun debate and football and things like that.
Because people talk about meditation. I do spiritual work, and I'm a Reiki master, and people always ask me, "How do you meditate?" And I'm like, "I edit videos," and they're like, "Well, that's not meditation." I'm like, "It is for me."
Right.
It's the moment where I'm so lost in what I'm doing that all these other thoughts come to me, or it's a moment where I can expel negative feelings or emotions, or sort through what's really valuable or what really matters during the day. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Because there's more going on than what is apparently going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My meditation comes through creating something for others, because the video, it's on my show, but it's something that I'm putting together for somebody else, and so
Right.
to highlight what they do with their lives. And it completely, I come out of it and I'm like, whew, that was good.
Right.
So, because I was up to 3 o'clock in the morning last night, and I had to be up at 8:30, and I kept looking at the clock. I'm like, 10 more minutes. And then and that was at 1 o'clock in the morning. Then I look over and it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh my God, this has been like the most relaxing 2 hours of the whole day. This is awesome.
Right.
Which is why when I saw your late night or your kitchen late night sessions, I was like, this is my kind of dude. Like this is this is my kind of dude.
Right.
Does a part of you still hold on to the making it to the top as a singer?
Yeah. I don't know if it was ever like I wanted to make it to the top. I just wanted to write a song or two that would bring more peace to the world and more peace to each individual that fell in love with the song. I don't know. It's my belief that I guess it was, and it still is. My belief is, music really can change the world more than a Facebook, someone spouting some stuff on Facebook or.
Love is never having to say you're sorry.
Right.
And that's classic 70s right there.
There you go. But some songs written by John Lennon and stuff, and plenty of other people, have really perhaps expanded people's consciousness and awareness of what's really going on, and so I'm still hoping to write a couple of songs that really connects with people and says something good and important, as opposed to just whining about your last girlfriend, which a lot of music is about these days.
The benefit of not dating girls. I've never sung about breaking up with a girl. Yeah, yeah. But I like to sing them though. I like to sing them. So if you ever play one, I would be like, yeah, that's John Sotter. So I will sing about losing a girl, my pickup breaking up, and my dog running away, and
yeah, all that sort of thing. Get country on us, yeah.
Out of the songs that you've written so far, or the ones on your albums, is there? I guess if we were to make an album of anthems, is there one of these songs that would reflect you the best?
No, I haven't written that song yet.
Oh wow! Okay.
Still trying. Yeah. Yeah, and this, working 50 hours a week is not helping me to find the time to do a lot of writing. But I am doing a little bit of writing here and there, and I'm focused on making more time for writing because it is still the most fun you can have outside of sex, I think, is to write a song, and you love it, and you play it, and other people enjoy it, and you enjoy it, and it's fun.
Because I was going to say, which one would be if I wanted to really get to know you, listening to any songs, so there wouldn't be one on here that I would say, okay, that's John Sotter right there.
That's John Sotter's theme song. Yeah, every great hero needs a theme song. Yeah, no, I'm still
not yet.
I'm still working on that one.
All right, folks. Well, we're gonna have to do a second episode with John Sotter when he writes it. And
when he writes that song,
I want you to call me and say,
"Imagine," and the money's just pouring into my bank account.
Yeah, so I want you to call us and say, "Hey, it's here. It's here. It's arrived. It's arrived."
I've written it.
Okay, well then, because I'm trying to hint for you to sing another song. But,
just tell me to play another song and I'll do it. I think this is one off of the latest album. It's something I wrote on a hotel bed in Thailand. Called Kolanta.
And what's this one called?
When You're Ready.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, and it's one of those. It says some stuff about me, but it's still not my theme song. Anyway. Travel the world seeking something I never did find. I've been searching and waiting for so long. I know it's just a matter of time. When you come, when you do come, when you do come, notice me. 'Cause I don't yet know what your name is, and I don't know in which country you might live, but I hope you find me sometime soon, 'cause I got a whole lot of loving I wanna give. When you do come, when you do come, when you do come, notice me. 'Cause I'm yours, I'm yours, I'm yours when you're ready. I'm yours, so yours. didn't meet. But I know she's out there somewhere, and I know it's gonna be motherfucking sweet. When you do come, when you do come, when you do come, notice me. 'Cause I'm yours when you're ready. I'm yours when you're ready. I'm yours, I'm yours, I'm yours when you're ready. Yeah, I'm yours, so yours, I'm yours when you're ready.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
I messed up in the middle there.
I was. That's cool. I'm gonna look. Like, oh wow, cool. You do remind me of those that '70s sound, and I can't think right now.
Cat Stevens or something.
Yeah, like almost like I can't even think of. I don't want to compare you because it's so you're so cool. It and I don't say that just to anybody, Tom.
Oh.
Some people are okay, but that's cool. I can as you're singing, I can just picture like the bonfire and the smell of the ocean and like leftover hot dogs on a grill and because people don't know, a lot of people don't know that here in the summertime it actually gets cool at nights but nice fresh air and it just I mean your voice just kind of took me there and I was like I was a teenager and I was in love and even though you're singing about a girl, like I remember being a teenager in the 80s and still listening to 70s songs and having a crush on a guy and it's cool and be like, oh my God, and listening to those songs and being like, so you kind of took me there.
Yeah, right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's quite a. I hadn't been a teenage boy in a long time.
Music is a vessel. Yeah, that's a good song will make you feel right and take you somewhere and take you back to some place where you had a wonderful memory or a wonderful emotion.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that, yeah.
And I even enjoy songs that just make me want to bawl. Like there's just some songs that I listen to nowadays, and I'm just like, hold it together, Garza. Hold it together.
There's other people in the room.
Yeah, we're in the middle of the freeway on 405 traffic. Shut up!
Right.
Stop crying.
Not cry.
You're not a sissy. Stop crying. And then the other
47-year-old man, damn.
and the other side of me is like, yes, you are a sissy. Stop it.
Right.
So we're kind of at the hour. We're at the 45-minute mark, and this is usually where my guests would send out some words of wisdom to my listeners.
I got nothing for you.
As he stares blankly into the camera. What words of wisdom?
Stand up straight with your shoulders back.
Nowadays, that would be good words of wisdom. Pull up your pants is another good word of wisdom.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Don't get me started.
But I don't know, maybe somebody's out there with a guitar collecting dust and they haven't touched it in a while.
Right.
Or somebody wants to pick up a guitar for the first time. What would you tell them?
Do it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going right now. But I had a friend from high school and college say to me once, how do you get on the pillow every day? I'm trying to get myself on the pillow and meditate every day. He's a lawyer, and he's into meditation, and I mean, this was years ago, but he said, I just find it hard to find the time to sit down on that pillow and get my meditations done. And I said, well, I'm lucky because I love playing the guitar and harmonica and singing, and apparently that's a form of meditation. And so, I get my 1 to 5 hours of meditation in every single day, no matter what. And to me, it's an easy form of meditation. Just pick up the guitar and play songs that you love, and I sometimes say to musicians friends, musicians, artists, we get frustrated with the world, like, oh man, why does everybody hate each other? Why is everyone so violent? Why is it so crazy? I tell them, well, you have to understand that most everybody in the world has not spent close to 10,000 hours meditating. And if you're, a professional musician, there's a good chance that you have spent about 10,000 hours meditating. And so at this point, you're approaching monkdom, and so punching someone in the face after 10,000 hours of meditation is just not something that you're really going to be into, without the influence of an entire fifth of tequila. But, when I was in my mid 30s, I was still lifeguarding, and I was starting to see the biological clock tick, and I was like, man, I'm in my mid 30s now, I'm now a songwriter, I know how to play this stupid thing, I don't know all the chords, but I know enough to write a Tom Petty song or whatever, and so it's time to get that song written, and so I can make the world a better place, and get myself a car that doesn't break down every couple of weeks and all that sort of thing. And I started getting really stressed out, and but music is just one of many things that we can use to decrease that level of stress on ourselves, and look outside of our day-to-day, driving in traffic on the 405 and all that sort of thing, and see what's more important than that, than that mansion on the hill, which is, just being love, really, experiencing love within yourself, and for yourself, and for others, for all others, and feeling the love that is everywhere. And who knows, we may have unless the Buddhists are right, we have a short time on this planet, and what you attain financially is not what you're going to be remembering on your deathbed. It's going to be all the love that you've shared and experienced and received, and that's what's going to be important as you're laying there dying. You're not going to, as your memories are flashing back, you're probably not going to think about that cool car that you financed. You're going to think about the people that you loved, and the things that you loved, and the memories that you love, and experiences that you love. So it's really all about love.
Pretty awesome. We got a couple more minutes. I just have a couple more questions. Because you brought up dying and the memories, and that last moment.
Sorry to take it to such a morbid level, but
it's my show. It gets morbid at some point or another. I think it's me that reflects on people. They're like, oh, it's Garza. In the end, hypothetically speaking, in the end, you're asked to put 3 things into a time capsule. What 3 things would you leave behind?
3 things that go into a time capsule. My things.
Yes.
Oh gosh. Wow, this is a question I've never been asked, and so I do not have my answer rehearsed. I don't know. I guess I put my music either in the form of my guitar or one of the CDs. Gosh, that's a tough question. My mind's just blanking right now.
So the show works.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't own much. I don't have much. You know, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like going through my house, like, what's there? Nothing of any value. My TV, couch.
Hey, couches tell a lot of stories.
Well, they do.
If you knew how many people have sat on this couch to do interviews.
This is a very famous couch.
Yeah, and unfortunately it's about to go away. We're getting getting a new couch. Yeah, he's done for. He's been here like 7 years, but I've had a lot of people interview on this couch, and I'm having emotional feelings about it. Like,
right?
Yeah, it's stained and it's old and it's broken, but I've had conversations like this with a lot of people, and it's beautiful. Cool. But I think you got two really great things. You got your guitar and your CDs, and I think people would. I don't think you.
And a mirror. Ooh,
there you go.
A mirror.
A mirror, yeah. There you go. So guitar, CDs, and a mirror.
And a mirror. Yeah,
there you go.
There you go.
Do you like what you see in the mirror?
Yeah. I've had a lot of great experiences. For the most part, I've been a somewhat kind and loving person. I've tried to be, and I haven't really tried to be. I think, my parents raised me pretty well, and through my experiences and my meditation, and I've seen outside of the box, and but I think even from a young child, my teachers all told my parents that he's just the nicest kid in the class. He's just so sweet, and he doesn't talk a lot, but yeah, I do. Obviously, as a human being, I still have goals and dreams, and I'd like to. I'd like to have my millions of dollars so that I can support charities and have a house that I'm not renting and this sort of thing. But those are trivial matters. I've enjoyed life so far, and I look forward to it continuing, and it's just getting better and better.
Awesome. Well, it's been a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure chatting with you.
For everybody listening, I've had the pleasure of visiting with singer-songwriter John Sotter. Please follow his page and check out his kitchen late night sessions. I promise you'll become a fan like I am. Check out our Facebook page, Put Together Podcast, where I'll have links to his music. Remember, you can find this interview on Facebook and on YouTube, so go check that out. Any last words for your followers and fans?
Be good to each other.
That's beautiful. I had more good questions, but I think I'll ask them off camera.
Put into the Marvin stuff.
Yeah, that's Put It Together after hours. For everybody listening, I'd like to thank again John. Thanks for joining us. Thank you to my producer, Mr. Kevin Warriors. Remember to follow us at abnormalentertainment.com and Put It Together podcast on Facebook. For Abnormal Entertainment, Little Mexican Productions, this is Daniel Garza saying, hey, put it together.